Hey guys, it's May 1st. Real quick, I want to give you a rundown of the lake. We've all been kind of out of commission for the last few weeks. I've still been out on the water a good bit, but as far as my, every other week reports, I've not been staying up to date on those things. So give you guys a quick rundown on what's going on. My plans moving forward. Today's the 1st of May. I'm going to start back my trips next week. So if you guys are interested in an on-water training class, electronics class, or a guide trip, shoot me an email, info@brandonhunterfishing.com. Real quick, the shallow water bite is, that's the main thing that's been going on the last few weeks. It looks like the TVA is going to hold the lake for the next few days, somewhere around 358.7, 358.9. It looks like over the next few days. They backed that current off to like 50 to 60,000 a day. So that tells me that it's gonna be pretty stable, which is a good thing, for the spawn. Fish are up on the banks, they're spawning, and that's not a bad thing for them to, kind of let the lake level just kind of stabilize. But shallow water bite's been pretty good. Most consistent bite that we've had over the last few weeks, when that water does creep up, it has come back down now. It's not that good when it starts falling, or when it's, there's not a lot of cover in the water. It's just been a flipping bait. This is a 6 cents prawn, black and blue, nothing special. Whatever crawl bait you like to flip, whether that be a jig or a soft plastic, whatever, the flipping technique's been good on the days that the water, when it's 360 or 359 and a half, that's that magic number when there's plenty of cover in the water to fish. Another technique that's been really good, a lot of people think of, is just post spawn, but that's not necessarily the case. When those fish move up there, they're up in shallow cover. You can catch them pre-spawn when they first get up there on a floating worm. This is a methylate trick worm, is all that is, real simple. You just rig it Texas rig on a spinning rod, and you just fish it shallow. You fish it around overhanging limbs, shallow cover, shallow buckbrush. A lot of times when they start dropping that water, it's a technique that you can get back in places where you can't, go in there and flip or anything, because there's just not enough water. But cypress trees, willow trees, they'll hang around those. If there's one there, he'll come out and bite that thing. Another bait that I always keep rigged up this time of year is like a stick bait. This is a 6 cents clout. The Cinco is a great bait. It's kind of a staple. This is a bait from 6 cents that I've been playing with a lot, just a watermelon red. It's just a stick bait. Keep it rigged, wacky rig, for those shallow fish that might blow up on a frog, or that come out, chase your trick worm and don't eat it. You can pitch that back in there a lot of times to catch that fish. Another bait that I always have tied on, laying on the deck this time of year. It's not a bait you're going to fish all day long, but it's conditions are right, you get a shallow pocket or something, is a floating frog. A lot of good bait companies out there that make them. This is a prototype that I'm playing with here. It's just solid black, nothing special. It's there's a lot of pretty frogs out there, but I just find that I get as many bites on a solid black one as I do anything. And shallow bite, that's pretty much it. I will tell you that on the condition, on the days where conditions are just right, you get those cloudy, overcast, windy days in the spring, a spinnerbait, an accent spinnerbait with a twin tail trailer. Nothing special on that. It's just a half ouncer. I fish it up, shallow laydowns, or even those, those main lake points. They've still got a good number of fish on them whenever, this time of year, there's still a lot of smallmouth that are up on those gravel bars and points, and a good number of largemouth that still haven't, they're just, water temperature's still pretty cool. It's 62 to 65 degrees, so most of the fish are up. Couple more techniques that work this time of year that's worked the last couple of weeks. Number one is a Ned rig. It's springtime, whether you're fishing current break points on the main lake or back in a pocket. The finesse technique, a Ned rig, nothing fancy. It's just, this is a 6 cents Ned fry cut in half, and just a little Ned rig. You guys know how to fish that bait. It's a bait that you'll catch a lot of spawning fish on, pre-spawners, current breaks on the main lake. You can get around those gravel bars and get a lot of bites on it. Matter of fact, I've been throwing that bait a good bit here this morning, and I've already caught like 5 or 6. I've only been out here but an hour, and every one of them were smallmouth. So there's a good number of 13 to 14 inch smallmouth in the lake right now. Another bait for that technique, when you're going in these pockets, fish are set up, getting ready to pull back and spawn, is a wobble head. And I'll actually be posting a video probably sometime next week on this technique. Pretty cool technique for the springtime. It's just a wobble head. This is a Core X from 6 cents, 1/2 ounce with a stroker crawl on the back. Dip the tips in chartreuse. And what you're going to do with this bait is you go back in these pockets, and you'll have a bank on both sides and 2 points, and those fish will stage moving back. It's like when they get off of that crankbait bite, they'll get on that, and you'll throw it out there, point the rod tip at it, and just kind of slowly wind it. Fish it almost like a crankbait, but you can pick up a few extra fish on that bait. That's a technique that's been working good here lately. Still fish shallow, obviously. They're still moving back every day. Still fish out, so there's a lot of different ways to catch them. If you guys are looking for a trip for the next few weeks, or the month of June, it'll be here before long, shoot me an email at info@brandonhunterfishing.com, and we'll see you on the water.